I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Friday, May 8th. Today, a dream denied.
And I believe that's discrimination because all other participants were allowed, but I was not allowed.
A Winnipeg man is prevented from writing the police exam, why he says he was forced to make an impossible choice. Also today, a major disruption, why Pan Am Pool will be closed for more than a year. Plus, relieving the pain at the pump, what a majority of Manitobans want the province to do, so gas will be cheaper. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. A Winnipeg man says his dream of becoming a police officer was shattered because of restrictions tied to a religious item he's required to wear. Now he's speaking out, hoping his story sparks change for others in the same situation. Standing by live with the details is CTV's John Hendricks. John, just how did this religious item stand in the way of this man becoming a police officer?
Marilee, Jasper Singh Gill is Sikh and says his religion requires him to wear a blade at all times. It's known as a kirpan. Now, he says that he's been studying for years to write the police recruitment exam. But when he showed up at the Winnipeg Police Service headquarters last week to write that exam, he says he was denied.
They didn't allow me to sit in the examination, so I have to, my dream got shattered at that time. Kirpan is a very important, essential article of faith in Sikhism. We wear it that symbolize courage and our responsibility to fight against injustice.
Jaspal Singh Gill says his long-term goal is to become a police officer to serve the community and follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather back in India. Last week, he says he went to write the recruitment exam, but says police officers told him he had to take the kirpan off or else he wouldn't be allowed to take that exam. Now, Singh Gill says he refused and was denied from writing the exam.
And I believe that's discrimination because all other participants were allowed, but I was not allowed just because I was wearing a kirpan, which is an article of faith.
Singh Gill points to a 2006 Supreme Court decision that ruled a total ban on carrying a kirpan in schools violates the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. He also says the kirpan can be worn in public places and even taken on flights. According to the Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, kirpans can be worn on flights within Canada or to an international destination, excluding the United States, provided the blade is 6 centimeters or less. Now, because of this precedent, he questions why Winnipeg police wouldn't let him write the recruitment exam while wearing the religious item. Now, he says that he has since messaged an MLA and submitted a request under the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act to gather more information on the police services policy. Now, once he has that information, he says he's going to consider filing a complaint to the Manitoba Human Rights Commission.
John, what are Winnipeg police saying about all this?
Marilee, the police confirmed that the incident did take place. They say that he was offered a secure storage option for the kirpan during the exam, and they added that many applicants in the past have accepted this option. Coming up at 6, CTV's Daniel Halmerson will show you what a professor who specializes in ethics has to say about this situation.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, John. A major disruption is coming to swimmers in Winnipeg. The city plans to close the main tank at Pan Am Pool for a full year as it undergoes a multi-million-dollar rehabilitation of the facility. According to a request for proposals posted by the city, contractors will work on the pool's main tank, including diving platforms and the deck area. It will be closed to the public for the duration of the project. The RFP says the east training tank, locker rooms, and concourse level spaces will remain open to select users during construction. The pool will close on January 18th next year and reopen about a year later. The city has $4.7 million available for the project. Bids are due by June 1st. A well-known PC MLA, Jeff Wharton, has decided not to run in the next election. Wharton was first elected to the legislature in 2016 as part of the campaign that swept Brian Pallister and the PCs to power. He was re-elected in 2019 and then again in 2023. During his time in government, he held several cabinet portfolios, including municipal relations, economic development, and environment minister. However, Wharton's time in office wasn't without controversy. Manitoba's ethics commissioner found Wharton, along with former Premier Heather Stephenson and former Deputy Premier Cliff Cullen, tried to push through a controversial silica sand mining project after the Tories lost the 2023 election, but before the new NDP government was sworn in. He was fined $10,000. The PCs plan to hold a nomination meeting for a new candidate in Red River North in due course. Police are once again appealing for information related to an outstanding suspect in a fatal shooting at a soccer game in 2024. The shooting, which took place in the parking lot of the soccer complex on Waverly Street in July of that year, claimed the life of 22-year-old Mohammed Youssef Abudali. Around 100 people were in the parking lot when the gunfire broke out. The shooting is believed to have been targeted. 2 men were later arrested. But investigators are still trying to track down a third suspect, 23-year-old Tresor Horambe. He's described as being around 120 pounds, 5 feet 8 inches tall with a slim build. Police say he may be traveling throughout the country. He's facing a charge of first-degree murder and is considered armed and dangerous. There's also a $100,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. A majority of Manitobans would like to see the provincial gas tax scrapped, paused, or reduced. An online Angus Reid survey found 20% of Manitobans want the gas tax gone. Another 19% say it should be paused until September, while another 19% want it cut in half until then. Canadians in the lowest income households were the most likely to want the change. The survey of just over 2,300 respondents from the Angus Reid Forum was conducted from April 24th to the 28th. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your weekend Skywatch forecast. What are you tracking for us, Colleen?
Well, if you're in the southwest showers, there's an area of low pressure over the region, so it's giving a soggy start to the weekend. You can see those showers coming into places like Brandon. It looks like actually a little further north into Dauphin as well. Here in Winnipeg, we did have the sun shining, the temperatures rising, but we still also were dealing with these persistent strong northwest winds. I will have a look at all of that and your weekend forecast, of course. It is Mother's Day on Sunday. More details on what you can expect from Mom. But for now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Eye. It's brought to you by Bath Fitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's 15 degrees in the sun. Winds gusting out of the north-northwest. The pressure is dropping. The humidity is 23%. Out in traffic, a live look at the Norwood Bridge. Traffic actually looks quite light there as folks get their weekend underway.
An emergency landing, what Manitoba Highway served as an emergency runway for a plane today.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
The unemployment rate moved up in April to 6.9%. Canada lost, quote, close to 18,000 jobs. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
Close to 48,000 full-time jobs were lost last month, offset by about 29,000 part-time jobs gained. There were also more people looking for work in April than there were in March. That's one reason the unemployment rate moved up to 6.9%. But the rate for younger Canadians, 15 to 24, is twice that, above 14%. Employment fell in Quebec but rose in Ontario. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.08. West Texas Intermediate up 61 cents to 95.42. Western Canadian Select is barely changed at 74.45, and the TSX gained 221 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A Manitoba highway was closed for a short time this afternoon after a plane landed on it. RCMP say officers from the Powerview detachment were called to the scene on Highway 304 shortly after the noon hour. Photos show a small plane sitting in the middle of the road with a backlog of traffic on each side. The Transportation Safety Board says the flight left St. Andrews Airport destined for Red Sucker Lake with 1 pilot and 6 passengers on board. It experienced an engine problem but managed to land safely. There were no reported injuries and no damage to the aircraft. The Manitoba Children's Museum is getting a funding boost to support programming and outreach for children.
What children experience in their early years shapes how they learn, how they imagine possibility, and how they see their place in the world.
Today, the province announced $500,000 for the Winnipeg facility. The funding will help the museum with its revitalization plans, expand exhibits, and enhance programming designed to inspire children. The museum currently has a dozen permanent galleries along with multiple temporary exhibits. Manitobans who rent their homes may soon get government checks in the mail instead of a credit on their income tax returns. Premier Wab Kinew says the province is planning to revamp the renter's affordability tax credit and pay it out in checks every 3 months. He says this will allow renters to get the money earlier and more frequently than waiting for tax season. The tax credit is currently worth up to $625 a year, and a bill now before the legislature would boost it to $675. Kinew says there are no plans to politicize those checks by putting his face or signature on the mail envelope. Rising fuel costs will soon mean fewer flights. Air Canada is now cutting service on more routes.
The ones that they're cutting back are newer routes. They're not old routes. They're not LA's or San Francisco's. They're not Dallas's. They're not Chicago's.
Air Canada has confirmed it's cutting more seasonal flights earlier than planned. This includes flights from Vancouver to Raleigh, Toronto to Charleston and Sacramento, and Montreal to Austin, Texas. A spokesperson for Air Canada says the airline plans to resume full service on the routes next summer. WestJet also previously announced its plan to slash its capacity by nearly 6% in June. And as far as insurance goes, Manulife is now classifying the jet fuel shortage as a known event, meaning problems related to this issue generally now won't be covered. Honoring giants of classical music, what guest performer will be in Winnipeg to bring the WSO season to a close?
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Brady is back now for Spotlight, and the WSO season is coming to a dramatic close this weekend.
It sure is, Marilee, and it's closing with a show honoring two musical greats, Mozart and Shostakovich. The show begins with Mozart's clarinet concerto in A major, which will be played by the principal clarinet of the Los Angeles Philharmonic.
I mean, I'm amazed. These musicians are amazing. This is the first time for me to play, not first time in Canada, but first time in Winnipeg. And the level is fantastic. I can't wait for tomorrow night.
The performance then takes on Dmitri Shostakovich's Stalin-era work, Symphony No. 5. The show kicks off Saturday at 7:30 p.m. at Centennial Concert Hall, and it's back for its final bow on Sunday at 2 p.m.
Performers of AI-generated actors will not be eligible for Golden Globe Awards.
The new restrictions come after an AI version of the late Val Kilmer was unveiled for an upcoming action film, As Deep as the Grave.
Don't fear the dead, and don't fear me.
The guidelines will not automatically disqualify performances that have used AI to enhance an actor, such as de-aging or visual modifications, but a live human must be the main element. AI actors were also ruled out of Oscars contention earlier this week.
London Zoo is paying tribute to a beloved naturalist, marking a significant milestone.
That's right. Sir David Attenborough turns 100 years young today.
For most conservationists, his films feature heavily in our reasons for choosing this career. But he helped really open people's eyes to a diversity of life that they may not have been aware of, from the tiniest ants to the largest whales.
The conservationist and broadcaster is best known for the Planet Earth and Blue Planet series for the BBC, which document the natural world.
As Paul McCartney prepares to release his next album, he's actually sharing another track.
That's right, Marilee. The music icon is sharing his first ever duet with a fellow Beatle, Ringo Starr.
And it was all I knew, 'cause it was all
song is called Home to Us, and the lyrics reflect on some of the rougher elements of the two singers' childhoods in Liverpool, as well as their continued love for their hometown. It appears on McCartney's upcoming album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, named after a place close to where he grew up. The album drops May 29th.
Manitobans can expect a wide range of events taking place all across the province this weekend.
That's right. As always, here's a look at just some of those events. Manitoba Day is May 12th, but the Mennonite Heritage Village is celebrating a little early with a full day of activities, history, and cake. Science Rendezvous is at the University of Manitoba. The Winnipeg International Jewish Film Festival is marking 25 years. Okamic Marsh is holding a wildflower sale and afternoon tea. The Hood and Dagger Theatre puts a spin on Sherlock Holmes with its new play, Miss Holmes. Canadian country singer Gord Bamford plays a pair of shows in Verdun and Steinbach. Brandon violinist James Ennis joins the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra. And Manitoba Metal Fest is marking its 20th anniversary. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
Lots to do. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup kicks off with Celebrity Jeopardy at 7, Happy's Place, and Children Ruin Everything follow at 8. Then catch Boston Blue at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
A live look at a very busy Osborne Village. You can see those 2 rows of cars. They're parked at the light up ahead, but that's all that is, just peak of the rush hour stuff. Otherwise, the sun is shining, the winds are blowing. It's 15 degrees. I will show you your full Mother's Day weekend forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your complete Skywatch forecast. And Mother's Day weekend, off to a sunny start.
Yeah, lots of sunshine this Mother's Day long weekend. Temperature is a little cool for this time of year, but double digits at least. And after the week we've had, we will take that. But as I mentioned earlier, the Southwest is off to a soggy start to the weekend there, the Mother's Day weekend there. Courtesy of a low that has been bringing in rather showers out of southeastern Saskatchewan and into southwestern Manitoba. With this band that looks a little heavier, that looks like it's heading right for places like Minneota, but Brandon, Dauphin, you might get clipped by a few of these showers too. Amounts aren't expected to be too significant, but nonetheless, a soggy start to the weekend. Those showers will not reach Winnipeg, but you know what will? These northwest winds. So we've had snow, we've had sunshine, we've had changing sky conditions, as you well know, here in Winnipeg all throughout the week. The one constant, or seemingly constant anyway, has been these northwest winds. They at least redevelop day after day to the extent that they've been pretty intense to feel. Okay, so here's a closer look at those showers coming into the Minneota area and really into much of southwestern Manitoba coming out of Saskatchewan. But again, not much to them. They will move off before too long. Further east into northwestern Ontario, the sun is shining over Kenora. Finally, a nice day for Dryden after a few tougher ones to go through there with rain and flurries and snow and cooler temperatures. We've got precipitation, rain there that's pushing off much further to the east. In Kenora right now, it is 11 degrees, 15 here in Winnipeg, 15 in Brandon, Dauphin. It is 11 this hour. Northern half of the province, it is 3 degrees in Thompson and Lynn Lake. Over in Churchill and Gillam, it is 0. And Churchill and Gillam are a couple of areas that will continue to deal throughout the weekend with on again, off again snow, courtesy of a low that's decaying out over Hudson Bay, but will continue to send periodic light snow through northern Manitoba. That's where we find Churchill and Gillam. And it will depend at times. The northeast will continue to see this snow, but it will spread out at different points, either out to the west. It will make its way further south into central regions. Meanwhile, you see here too, there's showers that will pass just to the south of the province. They may clip the southwest once again overnight, but then after that, you can see in the overnight hours, the sky clears in the south. The snow continues more so in the northeast and over the border into parts of northwestern Ontario. Even even Saturday afternoon, still dealing with that snow along the coastline there and further into northeastern Manitoba. Meanwhile, sunshine down here in the south, and temperatures, yeah, they'll be a little cool for this time of year, but back into double digits, which is what we'd like to see, certainly minimally by this time of year. Into Sunday morning, we go, lots of sunshine for much of the province. You can see a little bit of flurries or light snow just hanging on to the northeastern corner of the province, but apart from that, increasing sunshine across the north as we go. Tonight for Winnipeg, we drop down to 0, just a few clouds. Winds 30 gusting to 50 at times until about mid-evening, then they will diminish significantly. Tomorrow, Saturday, up to 11 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud. Winds once again in the afternoon will pick up out of the northwest at 30 kilometers an hour. I feel like a broken record at this point. Normal high for this time of year, by the way, is closer to 18 degrees for Winnipeg. Sunny on Sunday for Mother's Day, 12 degrees. Then temperatures start to warm up on Monday, 17 degrees, increasing clouds. 13 on Thursday. There's the chance of showers, up to 21 in the sunshine on Wednesday. 23 degrees with a chance of showers, albeit a low one right now on Thursday. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud. Our first weather photo was taken pre-dawn, looking out at beautiful Pelican Beach. That photo was taken by Cynthia. And Andrew said, finally, some open water out on Lake Winnipeg. He took this photo at 7 o'clock this morning. A gorgeous shot there. Send us your weather photos by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Hockey fans will soon get the chance to own some unique Winnipeg Jets memorabilia. True North Sports and Entertainment says the home dressing room is getting a complete overhaul in time for next season, and with that, it's auctioning off the stalls on eBay. True North says each stall is autographed and will include the player's nameplate as well as a certificate of authenticity. The auction is currently open. It stays open, doesn't close until May 17th, so you got some time to bid. Upgrades to the dressing room are going to include a new medical treatment and therapy area, as well as a tunnel straight to the visiting team's bench. True North says this is the first time the locker room is being upgraded since the team returned to the city in 2011. Definitely due for an update, and that'll be some cool additions to people's sports rooms.
Very neat indeed. Cool.
All right, that does it for us this hour. Don't go far. We're back, though, at 6 with much more local news. Hope you'll join us then.